Hey guys, me, Giga Camo. I'm back and ready to start off the Skylanders I think are overpowered or are nuts, insanely fast and that stuff, or Skylanders that I just like using and stuff, or banned or whatever. All the good stuff. There's barely any negatives with these Skylanders. Well, you join the right part, because I'm going to review the Skylanders that I think I like so much that players feel like I should be banned using them. Number 15, Flameslinger. What better way to start off by putting the final elf here? It is very cool you get to use a bow and arrow in Skylanders, and yet this is still unique to Flameslinger. And with that, you can do a whole bunch of awesome moves with Flameslinger. He has long range, and he is surprisingly fast, which means you can go around the field, lighting stuff on fire, because he is a fire element after all. And not only that, but you can charge up your shots, or just shoot 3 arrows at once, or you could just aim your arrows upwards. Flameslinger, besides running, really doesn't have to worry about punching or kicking, just using his gifted boots that can run on fire, I guess, and his magical bow to do it. And he has a blindfold to prove that he's good enough to be a show-off while doing it, while also having a spare one underneath that is yellow, according to the Giants teaser. And I like Flameslinger because he's fun, and admitted, you're never going to get sick of setting stuff on fire at one point. Admit it. And then, Flameslinger down, it's, marksman path, he can shoot 3 arrows at once, and he can do a whole other stuff with his arrows. He's really good stat-wise, and, well, I find him useful. There's nothing wrong with him. He is fun to use, and just fun to use. I don't even know what to say. But besides, if you have a Flameslinger, you should go and get him, because he's fun, lighting stuff on fire, and sadly, he is a very underrated Skylander. And even his Wow Pow, which lets you even run faster, meaning if you like speed, Speed Demon, his Wow Pow should be good enough to give you the boost. Yeah, zoom. And also, not to mention his secret weapon, Column of Fire, where if you circle around the same way with your running boots and make a circle, a big column comes. Supernova, which is one of the upgrades, lets it do 55 damage. And believe me, it's really good. The problem, though, why I can think he's this low is, while his power comes in rapid attacks, I can't really find anything wrong. Besides with the column fire, fast Skylanders can easily escape it, but for Skylanders like Wham Shell and Stone Smash, you can easily take care of using this attack. And because on this path you get to charge an arrow that will let a fire trail. Basically, cover the field in fire. Burn it with fire. Or, Slinger's motto, let the flames begin. Really think it should have been called, his motto should have been, run things with fire, because that's practically what you'll be doing with him anyways. Number 14, Sunburn. What, another fire Skylander? What? I never even said that Flameslinger was my favorite. Sunburn back in the day was very overrated and I hated him. But his fan base is gone, to say the least. I think because too many people are paying that, I don't know, Popthorn too much attention. But Sunburn, I feel now to be one of the most underrated Skylanders. And I don't get why now. And besides, we all know how much I like Jeff. Yeah. And even so, I guess you could call it out of the Giga crew, Sunburn is my least favorite to use. But not to say that he's bad, he is more than just a nuisance. He's broken, like seriously. If you choose the Blaze Dragon path, you get Infinity Fire, and believe me how much times that can annoy someone. It's the whole Drobot all over again. But unlike Drobot, he does have a downside where you do lose speed with every blow you use it, and it charges up. But also meaning if you're hit by any attack, that your rapid fire will go back to 10 damage, which I feel to be pretty bad. And much like Stealth Elf, Sunburn does have a teleport. Personally, me, I like the Fire Lord path more. Because you can win tons of fights just by teleporting around, dodging your opponent's attacks, then letting a super burst of fire. Not to mention Sunburn has a boost attack. And he is a phoenix dragon that can't fly, and has those fiery wings that can't fly. Oh well. Oh well, I guess not all birds can fly, or phoenixes, or dragons, or why am I even talking about not flying? But Sunburn is among my favorite Skylanders to use, and it's for good reasons. And I find Sunburn's teleportation to be a lot better than Stealth Elf's Scarecrows, which practically don't do anything. And besides, fire is a lot more fun to spam at your opponent than Scarecrows. Yeah. But Sunburn, while he is good, he really isn't my favorite Adventure Pack characters, although I admit every Adventure Pack character is really good. So I'm expecting a lot from you, Popthorn, who's getting this huge fan base that I don't even know about. Number 13, Gilgrunt. Oh yeah. Oh, it's been this far and we didn't even have another water type. Well, besides Whamshell, who I've been criticizing this whole list. But Gilgrunt is an odd one for me. First of all, something that must be gotten out of the way. He has bad armor, and I read somewhere he has bad HP, and his attacks can be interrupted. So why is he this high and higher than any starter pack character? Well, basically, this is Gilgrunt's gameplay, using the flashy and spamminess of Pit, the awesome and fun gameplay of Flood. Wow. I really haven't played Super Mario Sunshine. Looks like I'm really opting out of some famous game. Wow, I feel bad already just by saying that. So yeah, launching harpoons instead of arrows, and flying around on your watery jetpack while squirting water at everyone. Gilgrunt is definitely one you should be happy just by taking out of the starter pack. He's really fast down his water weaver path since his jetpack won't ever run out of water. And same goes with the water hose. And also with a new addition that you can launch a starfish, which can be very irritating. And you can even have a charged up harpoon, which does some pretty huge damage. And thanks to Gilgrunt's Wow Pow, he can launch 3 of them, which makes him higher than Sunburn. But he's really fast, he's really furious, and if you're in one area, spam all you can, and then get away from your opponents. Or, thanks to Gilgrunt's speed, he can even charge up his anchor and aim it. Although, sadly, you do lose speed, but hey, at least you aren't Trigger Epi here, who has to wait on a slow charge time and loses even more speed than he has lost speed and stuff. So Gilgrunt is pretty good. The only reason why he's this low is because his attacks can be interrupted. I'm looking at the jetpack mostly. But down Harpooner, you're focused more on spamming, while on Water Weaver, you're more around avoiding everyone's attacks while using your own. Gilgrunt is sadly an underrated Skylander, but he's going to be awesome since he's coming back in each game, and I can't wait to see how he improves. Number 12, Igniter. Yep, the final fire type, and we're not even out of the top 10 yet. I have no problem with Igniter. Remember back in Chop Chop where I said he was, like, hard to use because he was, like, you need to master something? Well, that's Igniter times a million. Igniter, just by looking at him, you know he's going to be a powerhouse, and yes, he is very slow, and he is sadly low HP, and without the Soul Gem, you don't have much armor to back up. Well, I guess Igniter's armor was cursed, after all. But the main reason why Igniter is this high is because of Soul of the Flame. While Blade Master, yes, it is good, but I admit, your charged up Z attack is as annoying as Stealth Elf and Robot combined. Basically, your slow and your 480 HP will show on Blade Master, while as Soul of the Flame, which takes a more expert thing. Heck, you're going to have to take a while to even master the Soul of the Flame, and I still haven't, even though I've been using Igniter a lot recently. In story mode, I find him more area, he'll crush the area, but sadly, you're going to have to put on another Skylander to finish the level since he is slow, and not to mention that your HP, your low one to be at that, will be in the armor. At least the Flame can't take hits. That would have been bad. And Igniter is my favorite Skylander to use in the 3DS version. Well, besides Camo, Zap, and Chop Chop. Because he is fast, he has good powers, and he even has a Flame Shield. Which I mentioned, what knight uses a shield as armoring and not to block attacks? Only Igniter can, while being one of the only knights that's on fire, or other than Blast Zone, who looks fun as well. So, Igniter, it's basically born for the battle arena if you can get it on. He can go from being, oh, he's so slow and pointless, he's gonna be hard to use, to, oh my god, quit spamming. And you can turn the whole battlefield into fire faster than Flameslinger. Well, I shouldn't say faster than Flameslinger, but still pretty fast. And yes, Igniter is has a good WoW pow, which lets you have Blue Flame and have better attacks. That is some good WoW pow. Besides, blue is a cooler color than red, anyways. So blue, fire, awesome. And Igniter is awesome. Sadly, he is this low because it takes a while to get used to your Soul of the Flame path, and it is super hard to deal with his low speed and his 480 HP. But that's it, really much, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be getting a lot of Igniters anyways. So, yeah. Igniter. This one, and get the final Skylander before the top 10. Number 11. Zap. Oh no, why is the weakest Skylander this high? Well, it had nothing to do that I'm a Zap fan. Heck, he's actually my favorite Skylander. No joke. Just by looking at Zap, you think he's some strong head-butting dragon with sharp teeth, but sadly, he's the weakest Skylander. Even his trading card in the first game hints that he's pretty weak. But, that makes Tesla Dragon worse, especially since your final upgrade, which will be like 3,000 cash, only gives you 3 extra damage. And you might be thinking, why Zap this high? Simple. Not only is he a blast to use, heck, he'd be a whole lot lower if this was the tiers list and not my personal opinion on the Skylander. But, I don't know. Something about Zap I just like. He's fast, and he's always going to be my main battle arena person. While many people might like setting things on fire, how about setting things on electricity? That's more fun anyways. And I admit he is somewhat of a worse version of Flameslinger, but the reason, and one of the very few reasons why I can think Zap is this size, he's just fun to use. And on the actual tiers list, I would place him pretty low. Heck, he probably would have been the first part anyways. And I am going to probably be uploading that right after the final episode, the tiers list is uploaded. I mean, sorry, my favorite personal wise, but I like Zap. He is a great Skylander, and believe me, you might be surprised how much victories this low damaging Skylander can win if you use him wisely. Basically, create your slime trails, and oh yeah, not to mention going back to Wrecking Ball's case where he was good on certain arenas. If you're using the one arena, like the one that I forget what it is, but it has the poisonous water, and you can press a button, the water fills up. The walkways are so small, and Zap's slime trails will easily give you wins. And plus, if you know how to use him right, he can actually help you win quite a lot of duels. The only reason I could think he's out of the top 10, as much as I'm going to put him at number 10, he's weak. Very weak. And, oh yes, his armoring isn't going to help you either. But, other than that, I like Zap, but sadly, he's very weak. And, after all, this is called personal favorites. I mean, look at Revid Luigi's Captain Falcon description. I mean, I'm not afraid to use weak Skylanders, just as long as they have attacks that can help them win. And dashing around as Zap might just leave so many people battling weird that they're beaten by Zap. And because Zap has made somewhat of a bad fan base in his place, Zap is sadly very underrated. I think Zap is not coming back, sadly. It was given to that Chill person. Oh well. Chill will probably be fun to use anyways. But Zap will always be my personal favorite Skylander. Plus, I just like water dragons in general. And I like electric, except Pokemon. I don't like electric. But that's really it. This is me, Giga Camo, and see you in the top 10s.